The question is there any time frame? Time frame meaning probably the time factor to achieve Sotapanna or the first enlightenment. To gain, just a short answer is to gain this Sotapanna or to gain the first enlightenment or Sotapatti path and fruition knowledge, Megaphalanyana. There is no time frame or time limit or prescribed length of time to practice. It depends on one's effort. And just now we are talking about the Kama Sagara Samadhi. One's intelligence being able to understand that like now when we are giving a Dhamma talk or when we are interviewing and explaining, if one is able to understand what we talk, so at least some basic intelligence to understand Dhamma, then one make strenuous effort to practice Viriya. And if Karma here means parameters of perfection, repeated experiences due to one's continuous practices in successive lives or existences. So depending on these three factors, one can achieve these one of or all of the enlightenment in this very life. There is no time factor for gaining this Sotapanna. Regarding this question, to have a better understanding, may I elaborate a little bit more? Especially the word Buddha. I have a few times explained in these talks and answering the question. It is worthy of note and beneficial to understand about the word Buddha, because, as I often said, there is no discipline in translating Pali words into English or other language. So different authors and different speakers, they use different translations. So Buddha, B-U-D-D-H, Buddha, the word Buddha in our Theravada teaching means enlightened one or awakened one. Many translations are there, awakened. For a person who is ignorant of Dhamma, is like a person who is sleeping. He's not aware of the truth. So when one gains enlightenment, one is as if awakened from a sleep with clear consciousness. So that is why it is translated as awakened one or enlightened one. And enlightenment, I have already told you. Enlightened in the sense, one realizes with penetrating knowledge the Four Noble Truths, which is unique to our Buddha's teaching. So Buddha means enlightened one. Enlightened one means the one who realizes the Four Noble Truths by one's own personal intuitive knowledge. Here, as a true Buddhist, one must understand there are three kinds of Buddhas in our Buddha's teaching. One is Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha means, here to many translations, perfectly enlightened or supremely enlightened omniscient Buddha is a peerless and the foremost, highest and loftiest attainment of this Four Noble Truths, enlightenment. And one becomes Samma Sambuddha like our Lord Buddha and the Buddha that has arisen before, like Buddha Kaspa, Kakusana, and many Buddhas. So they are Samma Sambuddha. One variety is Samma Sambuddha. And if you can remember that Samma Sambuddha means perfectly enlightened or supremely enlightened one. That is Samma Sambuddha. The two important essential qualities to be a Sambuddha is one, this being realized the Four Noble Truths by his own effort of meditation without a teacher. The first quality is, without a teacher, he gained this Four Noble Truths by his own effort of meditation. The first quality is. And the second quality is, as he gets enlightened, he can enlighten other beings, or he can teach other beings to gain enlightenment. These are the two important qualities to become a Sammasambuddha, or supremely enlightened one. Then the second variety is Pacceka Buddha. Pacceka Buddha, comparatively, here to many translations. Pacceka Buddha, some said independently enlightened Buddha, some said lesser Buddha, some said imperfectly enlightened Buddha. He's a Buddha, but he's imperfectly enlightened is more appropriate word. Because he gained enlightenment like a supreme Buddha by his own effort without a teacher. But his shortcoming is he cannot teach or liberate other beings as he has liberated himself. So that is the disadvantage. So that's why he is lesser, some people see as lesser Buddha, to be differentiated from Sammasambuddha. So Pacceka Buddha is to be noted as imperfectly enlightened one, because though he gained enlightenment without a teacher, he cannot teach other beings to gain enlightenment. So please remember that. Then the third variety is in Pali called Savaka Buddha. Pariva Savaka means disciple or a pupil. Meaning this person cannot gain enlightenment without a teacher by his own effort. He needs a teacher to get some instruction how to practice and gain enlightenment. Like all ordinary arhants, and during Buddha's time, Buddha's disciples, beginning with Venerable Sayadaw, Moggallana, all Eka Savakas, Mahasavakas, and all Savakas. So all Savakas, they need a teacher to gain enlightenment. So this is the difference between, that's how the three different varieties of Buddhas. The first one is Sammasambuddha, perfectly or supremely enlightened Buddha. Second one is Pacceka Buddha, imperfectly enlightened Buddha. And the third variety is Savaka Buddha. All arhants are Savaka Buddhas, because they are disciple Buddhas, because they can gain enlightenment by getting meditation instruction by a teacher, and they practice and they gain enlightenment. So to gain such enlightenment, one has to practice 10 perfections. I think all you all are familiar about these paramitas or perfections. One is dana or generosity. It begins with dana, generosity. 2 is sila or morality. And 3 is nikkhamma or renunciation. Then the 4th is panya or wisdom, panya parami. Dana, sila, nikkhamma, panya, viriya. The 5th is viriya, effort or energy, perfection. Then the 6th is khanti, patience or forbearance. One has to practice. Then the 7th is daittana, meaning determination or resolution, unshakable resolution to fulfill or to gain enlightenment. Then the 8th is satya parami. Satya means truthfulness, never telling lies or cheating other people, always truthful these beings. The 9th is metta parami or loving kindness. And the last the 10 is Upekha Parami or equanimity. So these 10 perfections, the one who aspires for enlightenment must fulfill. So here, to explain those 3 varieties, just now I have mentioned, Supreme Buddha, Pajika Buddha, Sammasambuddha, Pajika Buddha, and Sauka Buddha. The quality and fulfilling these paramitas varies. That's why they have a different 3 grades. One is we call ordinary perfection. Ordinary perfection. And the next is higher perfection. And the third variety is supreme perfection. In Pali we call ordinary parami is just parami. Then the second grade is upa parami. Higher, upa means higher or better parami. Then paramatha parami is supreme perfection. So one who aspires to become a Sammasambuddha must fulfill these 3 varieties. So 3 by 10, 30 paramitas one has to fulfill. Like to easy understanding, for example, the first one, dana parami, or generosity. If one offer or give away the thing, outside means not regarding with your body, like outside possessions, inanimate possessions of money, clothing, food, all these offerings are, we call ordinary parami. But when one gives one's bodily parts like blood donations, organ donations, it becomes upaparami. It's more noble than ordinary parami. Then when one even offer one's at the risk of one's life, then it becomes supreme parami. So a person who aspires to become a Supreme Buddha must fulfill the supreme paramitas. So 10 by 3 grades mean 30 paramitas our Supreme Buddha has to fulfill. To aspire for the second variety of Pajika Buddha, 2 by 10 means 20 perfections one has to practice. Then the one who aspires to gain Nibbana, just as a simple Savaka Buddha or disciple Buddha, need to practice only 10 perfections. So these are the differences between 3 grades. Now to pick up the question again, here comes the time factor. If one aspires to become a Sammasambuddha, supremely enlightened Buddha, one needs to fulfill these 34 parameters of perfections. For minimum, there are here 3 varieties of Supreme Buddhas. One is Viriyadhika, then another is Saddhadhika, then another variety is Panyadhika. Panyadhika Sammasambuddha even one has to fulfill at least 4 aeons and 100,000 war cycles. English word aeon, A-E-O-N, aeon is innumerable years without worry, reckoning so many zeros. Innumerable years makes 1 aeon, and this innumerable years of perfections he has to work. Then 34 ways, just as now I have explained. So to become a Sammasambuddha, one needs minimum period of 4 aeons and 100,000 war cycle. If one is Viriyadhika, 8 aeons and 100,000 war cycle. If one is Viriyadhika, it is 16 aeons and 100,000 war cycle. You just imagine how. That's why on Vesak Day I talk about Donglapa. Bodho Paro Donglapa Loka Samay, Buddha himself said. for the Buddha to arise in this world is very infinite possibility. Because to become a Supreme Buddha, you just imagine how long and how strenuous they had to fulfill to gain self-enlightenment. So while we are still with Buddha, though Buddha is passed away in person, his teachings are still available. Now we are sharing with you all. So we must make our best opportunity to make use of. And if we miss this chance, nobody can know how long we are going to suffer in this samsaric chain of rebirths. Then the second variety, Pachika Buddha, time fighter, is half of the Supreme One. 2 aeons and 100,000 world cycles. He had to fulfill to become a Pachika Buddha, imperfectly or independently enlightened Buddha. And the third variety, Savaka Buddha or disciple Buddha, there is no time fighter or no time limit. Depending on his effort and wisdom, one can gain these four, and not only Sotapanna. Then the third, the three higher enlightenment of Seberang, Anagami, and Arhata, the four enlightenments can gain at any time. There is no time limit. Only the second variety and the supreme variety, they have time limit. They have to fulfill under maturity of these perfections to gain enlightenment.